Obviously, not having the ball for a very long time against this team is not easy.
Yeah, the hardest thing, I think, well, there's two things. The first thing is that you have to drop super low to defend against them, and you can hurt them in counterattack, but the pitch is so big, and they're already there to press you, so it's really hard to get out of their first pressing line. So that was very hard. And the second time, we tried to press them high when the goalkeeper had the ball, but they have super good technical players that come through the line. So it's a real nightmare playing against those players.
Yes,
yes, sir.
I did Thuram in something.
Nice.
Flick that was. The balance, the way you knew exactly where the goal was. What a finish that was.
Yeah,
I was so happy for you.
How do you think about this second leg now? Playing at home at San Siro, do you think of it as a 50-50?
Try and have a little bit more the ball because we're playing in front of our fans. But mainly, I think we're going to have the same type of game, you know.
Marcus, I have a last one. How is it to play against that high line? Because for me, from sitting in the studio, it looks like it looks easy to go to goal, but it doesn't happen often. How difficult it is, because they play it in a weird way for me, personally.
Yeah. Well, the high line is not as the end of the action, but if you look, the 11 players of Barcelona are in your half, so that means they're always on pressure of the ball. So that means that I think to find the solution, someone should put it, but even without looking, you know. But if you're trying to do a real pass, you always have a Barcelona player in front of you because they're 11 players in your half, so they're always pressing the ball.
Well, Marcus, we want to wish you well for next week.
Yes.
Say hello to my friend Barcelona. And good luck.
I will.
Yeah, best of luck.
Talk to you next week.
Bye-bye. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
God bless
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye. Bye.
So, one of my favourite people that comes on the show.
I really like. What a lovely smile he's got, and you can. How old is he?
28, I guess, 27, 8.
27, 28. When he speaks about it, you can tell he's got a real good understanding of the game. When he asked about the high line, he didn't just give an obvious answer. He'd thought about it. You could see. I think sometimes when you can almost not tell, but his dad's been a player, so sometimes you have that sort of, even as a kid, you're understanding maybe football probably a little bit better than maybe somebody who's your parents aren't, or you're just going through an academy. You've got that experience from a young age. You can almost tell when you're talking about the game.
Legacy. Should we jump back into the highlights? Yeah.
Go to Barcelona, getting the game at 3-3 and then taking it back to theirs next week. But I wanted to show you something that Rio Ferdinand put out, because obviously they're playing against a team with this young man in it. Rio put this out during the game. As a pure football talent, I'm going as far as to say I think Lamine Yamal is on another level to any player playing the game in the top 5 leagues in world football. 17 years old, truly unbelievable. I'm not sure many people will argue with that. Why don't we go and check in with Rio and Ali?
He's been busy, hasn't he, Rio?
Very, very busy. Guys, just what an insane match to be involved with, to be able to watch there and commentate on, and another stand-up performance from Lamine Yamal, Rio.
Yeah, that was multitasking at its best there, guys. But yeah, it was. No, you know what? We were just talking, me and the guys here, and just saying we were in the first half. We were probably one of the best seats in the house. We were sitting just behind where Lamine Yamal was doing his damage and just mesmerising this whole stadium. And just to see a young 17-year-old, I was talking about the amount of times he had the ball, the amount of times he impacted a sequence of play, but every part of his foot he was using today, the different detail, the different way he was moving his body to receive the ball, just every facet of his game today was on show, and it was just truly, I thought, quite beautiful to be here and to be a part of.
I thought it was amazing. As good as 45 minutes for an individual I've seen maybe in a long, or certainly in a long time. And I think Rio makes a great point, guys, Laura. To watch him close hand, he was literally looked about 30-40 yards just in front of us. We had a brilliant view of him. There was balls with the outside of his left foot, inside of his, that goal for example is just majestic. DeMarco ended up way off the pitch. You actually felt for him, that turned out to be a great save. That would have been ridiculous, it really would have. There was just so many aspects to his game today, was absolutely first class. And to think a 17-year-old boy, I know he plays with freedom, but to express himself, it's as if he's been playing for 15-20 years. His game knowledge is absolutely incredible for a 17-year-old. I mean, did he mean that? I'm not sure if he meant that. He probably did.
It's this decision making as well. I think obviously he's 100 appearances. He's 17 years old, 100 appearances, and like the way he's just taken over games for moments, and it's just great to see that. And I think when I talk about the best pure talent, he has the ability to play different ways in a football match. He can affect the game through just passing and being a creator, like a playmaker. He can also affect the game by running past people and eliminating players and then finishing. And to do that, I think, makes him a very unique proposition.
One thing I was also going to say, obviously, Ali, we're talking a lot about that performance from Lamine Yamal, and we totally should, but we can't forget as well, Inter Milan managing to go there and actually get a result out of this game too, a draw, to then take it back home. That was an incredible performance from them as well.
Laura, if somebody had said to them they'll come to this place in Barcelona, score 3 goals and get a draw, they'd have bitten your hand off. They'd have been absolutely delighted. But we know what football's like, guys. They'll be a little bit tinged with sadness at the offside goal and the fact that they were up in the game 2-0 and 3-2. But again, hindsight's the greatest thing in the world. If somebody said to the manager before the game, you're going to go away from here with a draw, go back to the San Siro, level pegging, you'd have been absolutely thrilled. They've come here, they've attacked against a team who, if you can time your runs from the middle of the park, I heard the boys talking about it, they play with as high a line as a top team as I've seen in a long, long time. They've got that much faith in their own ability going forward, but it doesn't come without its perils, and they will give up chances because they play with that high line. And if you can get lads who can time the runs from the middle of the park, then you'll get chances.
What I would say is, I don't think we were surprised today by the way that Inter Milan played and made it difficult at times for this Barcelona team, because I mean when the knockout stages came out and we saw the fixtures, I actually picked Inter Milan to get to the final just because I think their formation and the way how they're so well drilled gives them an edge in games where they might not have the personnel in terms of like the Lamine Yamals and the Pedris of this world, in them special players, but as a team, as a group, and as a well-oiled machine who play very efficiently, I think they're one of the top teams around in that sense.
Do you know the one thing, Rio, as well though, and I don't know if the boys will agree, they'll miss their captain. We heard Mkhitaryan talking about it there. He is a key player for him. Martinez, you know, he's involved. He's very clever, obviously a very good football player. But you can see the value and the importance he is to their side. And it looks as though it's a muscle injury. You'd be very, very doubtful for the second game. I would have thought.
Totally agree.
Right, you two, thank you so much. Go and enjoy your night in Barcelona. Rio and Ali let loose in Barcelona. Oh my goodness. Right, guys, next up we're going to look ahead to the second legs, because Arsenal not necessarily
we have to win it. We have to win it. This is a final before the final.
What were you thinking when in the minute 21 you were losing 2-0, and after that you have been received another goal, 3 goals? It's so many goals for this Barcelona. Do you think you have to improve in that more?
Come on, this is you also can see that we are speaking about the semi-final in the Champions League, and there are four big clubs and great clubs, and also they are experienced, very matured team, and they show this today. And of course the set pieces are. They have 4, 5, 6 players over 190, and it shows.
Good teams and good players. I don't know what you think of the game of Lamine Yamal, not only for like the performance, for the personality.
No, it's good. He showed us the way. They showed us the way where we have to go. He scored the goal. 2-1 was very important for us. So I'm happy with the team. I'm really they're doing a good job. We have to fight till the end, and we'll do that.
And the last one, the injury of Koundé. Do you know anything about that?
No. We have to wait till tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Which team will be the happiest right now, guys?
Well, you could see who looked a bit more disappointed. I think Barcelona looked a bit more disappointed. They thought, okay, tonight playing at home, they could come out with a win, and then and you could see after the game they felt that they're not satisfied with the result of the game. But coming from 2 goals down, I think they should go go home tonight and say, okay, we live to fight another day. The second half is going to be next week, and they can go to Milan and beat them. So, this is not done yet. But what a game tonight we've witnessed.
Yeah.
Amazing game.
They're unreal away, obviously.
Yeah.
Got the result against Bayern, and now they've got something out of a trip to Barcelona. Let's have a look at that opening goal, which seems like it was a lifetime ago, let's be honest. Started in the opening seconds of the game. Marcel, caught Barcelona out.
We didn't see it coming really. Straight away the belief of Inter. Lots of white shirts, in the 8-yard box, and Thuram makes the correct move. So everybody is surprised, but it was really an attitude from Inter to start the goal very quick. You've been working on the past 4 days not to concede from the first minute, and then suddenly Barca concede and Inter has been very smart on that move. Yeah.
Javi, you would have seen the Bayern tie, and Inter's 3 of their 4 goals came from outswinging corners, and then tonight again this second goal.
Yeah, we were seeing in live the difference between the heights of Barca and Inter players. They are much bigger than Barcelona. Of course, it's a weapon that they are going to use in Milan. It's not easy when you are just smaller. It's not easy to defend. You see how easy they win that ball. So I think they have to find a solution for that. Is
there a difference between defending the in-swinging and the out-swinging?
For me, I prefer outswinging. Yeah. I don't know. It's less a personal opinion.
I think every time I see this goal, I just get angry with Pedri. What a fantastic play. Put your head on the ball.
Stop worrying about your pretty face, Pedri.
Exactly. Don't worry about pretty face. Take one for the team. Get a foul. It's a semi-final, Champions League final.
So the difference is zone or you mark man by man. So they choose to mark man on man, where probably the zone will be a better solution to help. If everyone attacks the ball, it should be the solution for Barca.
All right, well, it's certainly something that they're going to have to look out for in that second leg, isn't it? Well, here's Lamine Yamal doing Yamal things. Just turning the game on its head.
Pure talent. Every time you watch him, pure talent. Everything he does is magic. The way he created this goal out of nothing, knowing that his team is 2 goals down, he had to come up with something. And this is where big players come up with.
Ball from Pedri is brilliant, Mac.
Ball, and that lovely header from Rafinha takes the defender out of the game. He gambles slightly at Cherby, of course, and Ferran Torres is certainly not missing from there. That you just thought they would go on and win the game then. That was the only thing. So Barcelona will be probably really upset, because from that moment on they dominated, but then half-time really saved Inter Milan a bit.
They came out in the second half and Denzel Dumfries got his second of the match. What did you pick up from this goal, Maka?
Well, Barcelona were scared of Inter Milan. We knew that. And Dani Olmo, he has to mark Denzel Dumfries. They're very aggressive here. But you see Dani Olmo's got him dragging his shirt. There's a bit of 6-1 really, but the referee then pulls the pair of them away, tells them to behave themselves, and that gives Denzel Dumfries then the opportunity to get away from Dani Olmo. Acerbi's in the way as well with Ferran Torres, but he allows Denzel Dumfries to have a run on Dani Olmo, and Dani Olmo's not the biggest, and he's not a defensive midfielder in itself. Powers over him, just pushes him away around Acerbi, and look. And that's the Achilles heel. There's many Achilles heels for Barcelona, but that is certainly one of them.
The size of the Inter players is quite remarkable. Bisek, Bastoni, Thuram, they're all, really tall players. That's how they're going to play long balls, direct
they'll play like
pieces.
That next week, won't they, in San Siro? They will play like that, aggressive and just direct and just try and hit them and bully Barcelona.
Barcelona weren't done though, were they? So they had a chance to get back into this again, levelled it up, and you can take this one if you want, Owen.
Yeah, I mean, I love this. Set piece is such a big part of the game. You see it first, you think, oh, what a great goal from Rafinha at the edge of the box. But guess who's involved again? The little genius himself just says to Rafinha, I'm going to dummy this. And look at Barella. Barella thinks, I'm going to go win the ball. Yamal's going to take a touch. Whoop, little dummy there. Great strike from Rafinha. And Sommer is so unlucky. Comes off him and goes in. It's given us an own goal, but it's a fabulous goal.
Goalie gets a touch on it. Goalie gets a touch on it onto the bar, but then comes out and hits him, and it was just very unfortunate. But they deserved it. It made the game more of a game again, didn't it? Livened it up straight away.
Maka, we were talking about at half-time whether or not Mkhitaryan was going to get dragged off because he wasn't looking quite up to scratch, and then he almost got himself a goal that was disallowed by the smallest of margins, as it always is.
Yeah, and the man of the match, Denzel Dumfries, again with an incredible ball in, finished off by Mkhitaryan. Questions over the goalkeeper. But when you look at that, the naked eye, you think he's onside, don't you? But of course, little do we know that the kneecap there and the left foot of Mkhitaryan's playing him offside. The semi-automated offside comes into effect again.
Yeah, well, that's what it's there for, I suppose. Offside is an offside.
But you know what, Laura? They're committed to the offside trap. They play it more than anybody in all of Europe. Look at that, the fractions. They did it. I don't know how many times they caught him offside today. It must have been, 6, 7, 8. It's remarkable how consistent they are with it. It's risky, but it works.
Yeah. All right, let's hear from Henrik Mkhitaryan and see exactly what he thought of that moment and also the rest of the game, or what was just...
Tell me about this game. It was incredible for the fans to watch. What was it like to play in?
Well, it was a crazy game, first of all. Of course, it was a great game to watch, but not to play because it was very hard. But we've done our best. I think we could have done even better, but it's football. Everything can happen. We're leading for 20 minutes to 0, but it's not that we're thinking that we won the game already. It's just that Barca put lots of pressure on us. They were very good with the ball. We've done our best. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep the 3-2, the score, but this football, so we have to think about the second leg.
I've got to ask you I'll go backwards in a second, but I've got to ask you about the goal that was disallowed by a minuscule something. We don't know what it was. What did it feel like for you?
Yeah, I feel very good. Unfortunately, maybe it was 2-3 centimeters, but this is football. You cannot do anything. I think my will was too much that I wanted to score this goal, and maybe I rushed to go into offside. But this is football. I hope to score in the second leg. Let's see.
Well, this is it. So you get 2 goals, very quick succession. Then suddenly there is an onslaught from Barcelona, one after the other, and then they suddenly equalise. And then you go into half-time. What did the manager say to you at half-time?
Well, we're confident that we can do better. And it's not easy to play against Barcelona because they are a very good team, young team, talented. They have a very good possession of the ball. They know how to play football, and we've done our best. I think we could have done a bit better, but of course it wasn't easy. So the only thing he said is keep your head up and keep doing what you're doing because you're doing great. So it's what he said.
It's finally poised for next week, but of course you take it home next week, and that is where you can make the difference.
Well, we hope, and we're going to do our best. Obviously, it's not going to be easy because we lost our captain, our leader, Lautaro Martinez. But we have to try to do our best, even to replace him and to play without him.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Thank you.